Hey all, here OS Reviews. You're watching our hands-on review of the S2 True Wireless Earbuds. These retail for $50 and they offer a good alternative to more expensive options on the market. They're also completely waterproof and sweatproof, making them a good choice for going to the gym. You can even take them with you when you're showering, and they also have a integrated 850 milliamp hour capacity battery that can charge them up when on the go, and it uses Bluetooth version 4.2, so it's compatible with the vast majority of smartphones and laptops out there. This is actually produced by a company, or at least sold online through a website called BStoreX, and we've actually checked out some of their other products in the past, including LED fidget spinners, smartphone cases, and they seem to be kind of another distributor and marketplace for all types of consumer electronics. So you can see them as an alternative to Amazon or the likes of GearBest, but they are based in the US. So let's take a closer look at the box here. It's very simple. On the back, we just have some additional details about how the earphones fit in. It's one of the most unique designs here, just because regular true wireless earbuds typically have a case that you flip open the lid to remove them, but these stick out on either side using magnets, which is a bit more convenient. It also makes the overall size a lot smaller. So we have a thank you card inside, and along with the earbuds, which are in the battery case already. Down below here we have the instruction manual printed both in English as well as in Chinese, and there's also the micro USB cable which you use to charge it up, along with some spare silicone tips. So the design is definitely the most striking thing about the S2. It's one of the most beautifully crafted true wireless headsets I've seen, just because the case really is well built. It's made entirely out of aluminum. We have these delicate gold chamfered edges, and it just feels like something a lot more premium than the price which would suggest. You would think that it sells for maybe $200, but really it's just a fourth of that. So you can see that in total there are 3 LEDs, so that regardless of where you're looking at it, you can still very quickly glance to tell the status of the charging. So since it's red, it means it's still charging, it's blinking. Once it stopped blinking, it means that charging is complete. So it also offers pass-through charging when you plug it into power. And on the other side, you also find a rubber flap covering up the full-size USB port, which allows this to be used as a traditional power bank for charging up, let's say, your smartphone, your smartwatch, or other small electronics. Supports charging rates up to 5 volt, 1 amp, so not quite as fast as some quick charge enabled chargers, which may supply 2 or 3 amps of output. There's also a dedicated power switch. I can tap on it twice to manually turn on the charging to, again, charge up either the earbuds or something plugged into the power. I can also tap on it again to turn off the charging if you want to conserve on battery. Exerting a little bit of force, you can easily pop them out. This is what it looks like on the inside. It continues that gold theme, and there's just pogo contact pins to charge it up, as well as to keep them in place when you're not wearing them. And this is what the case looks like when the earbuds are removed. Taking a look at the earbuds now, they also have a very similar design to the casing, but they're made out of rubber as well as plastic as opposed to aluminum. So it does feel a lot lighter, and they also are going to be more resistant to elements like water as well as to shock if you do accidentally drop these. So that's nice. On the other side, we do have access to controls, including dedicated power switches for each individual earbud, which you can tap on for a few seconds longer to activate the pairing mode. How true wireless earbuds work, including these, is you only need to tap and hold on one pair first, such as the left pair, for a few seconds. So as a demonstration, I'm going to tap and hold. I'll see this red and blue flashing, and that means I've entered the pairing mode. I can then go to my smartphone and then connect to just one earbud. Afterwards, I would turn on the other earbud, and it will automatically sync with the one that's already been connected to your phone. The S2 do feature integrated microphones, as you can see there, which allows them to be used with a smartphone for answering phone calls. And once you're paired, you can also double tap on it to answer or reject a call, and tap once to play or pause your music. As a whole, it worked well in our testing for phone calls on Android and iOS, and we had no real complaints when using it indoors. Outdoors, if you're in more crowded areas or in windy conditions, it doesn't fare quite as well, just because the mic is a little bit far from your mouth. But as a whole, it works nicely as a Bluetooth headset. When it comes to audio quality, I was actually pleasantly surprised with the S2. First of all, there's next to no latency lag, which was very common across TWS earbuds in the early days, especially on cheaper versions. But this really wasn't an issue on the S2. Even if you quickly played and paused tracks, for the most part, they still stayed in sync, even across, let's say, YouTube clips or longer videos. So it was quite enjoyable. Another thing that I really liked about these was the relative battery performance. They're not going to be quite as long lasting as larger Bluetooth headphones, which have more room for a more spacious battery, of course, but on these they will last you for 4 hours of continuous audio playback before you need to recharge them, which you can simply top up just by putting it back into the case, and it will charge automatically and stop charging once the battery is full. So that's actually pretty good, considering a lot of the alternatives at the same price produced by Syllable, such as the original D900s, only could get you roughly 2.5 hours to 3 hours of playback before you needed to recharge them. So that extra hour to hour and a half will get you through maybe a shorter feature film. So there's certainly been an improvement on the S2, and they also top up relatively quickly. You'll get a good charge in around 45 minutes, which is also nice to see. Now, these are not active noise canceling as expected with most of these TWS earbuds, so if you are on a flight or somewhere that's really noisy, although they do a good job of isolating the sound naturally because of the ergonomic shape of the earbuds, it won't necessarily cancel out a lot of background noise. Overall, I found them to be very comfortable, again, since they are very lightweight, so I could wear these for the entire 4 hours without noticing any stress or strain. I can move around, jog around, and they still fit very snugly in my ears. When it comes to sound signature, they sound relatively balanced in the mids and highs, fairly clean. So if you're listening to vocals, you're listening to podcasts, pop music, then you'll be pleased with the experience. They also get adequately loud in my testing. It has a Bluetooth connection range of roughly 10 feet or 33 meters. And so as long as you have your phone in the same room, you also will have a pretty good connection and the sound remains stable. Overall, I would say bass is not quite as powerful as what I would personally like, but then again, these are small earbuds to begin with, which don't have room for a larger driver. It's still going to be present, it's just not quite as deep or profound as on larger headphones, of course. So that's more or less been our hands-on review of the B-Store X S2 True Wireless Earbuds. As a whole, I think the best thing about these would be the good sound quality combined with a very beautiful and premium design. I love how this thing looks. In terms of its case, it feels extremely premium. The charging mechanism is very clever, the magnets are strong, and it's just a very reliable pair that's easy to set up as well as enjoyable to use for casual music listening and for watching clips when on the go. And as more and more smartphones, especially flagships, unfortunately ditch the headphone jack, then true wireless earbuds definitely seem like the future, or at least the near future, of audio. So thanks for watching this video here at OS Reviews. These have been the S2 True Wireless Earbuds.